Okay, let's have a look here. So let me mod this a little bit. If you're doing a time exposure, you could do this number, or use this as a flash reflector. Simplicity is divinity. Why don't people think of simple things when it comes to light modification? Why does everything have to be so complicated? Oh, it has to be commercially produced, it has to be patented, it has to be bought. Well, I've seen some of the best professionals in the world, shooters, using some of the most expensive gear in the world, including digital 4x5s, use some of the most inexpensive, dollar store, dime store light modification tools imaginable. And it's whatever gets the shot. There's glitter everywhere. It looks like hookers have had a fight in here or something. Anyway, did show you folks this light mod tool several videos ago. I mean, it's very simple. I mean, it's nothing other than large, very large gold glitter glued to a set of cards. The point is that, I don't know, I've got what, 8 or so devices here, 5 or 6 of which are entirely my little inventions that I came up with. But this costs a few dollars to make, and the ones that I wholly came up with in my own brain, I've got a lot more to show you too. These are, I've shown you how to make these. These are very, very simple. And this is my invention, that one is, those two aren't, this one is, this one is, this one is. These are very simple, and you're looking at about like $10 worth of material here. And you have to start thinking about layering light and light modification, and the most important camera is between your two ears. You're going to have to stop seeing your photographic shots as what your eyeballs see, and start thinking in terms of the 4 other eyes. And I need to make another video on this. Iris, illumination, and interval, and intensity. And these all have to do with light modification. The only two things that make a professional photographer, they make you stand out. And I assume you're going to either be doing it for pleasure, or be doing it for money, or both. And the answer is, you're going to have to stop seeing what's there with your eyeballs. You're going to have to start seeing what is potentially there. People think, well, oh, he's a professional photographer, what's he shooting? Give a damn what he's shooting. Some of the best shooters, one guy, his works was exhibited in any museum. I mean, he shot with a pair of old Pentax K1000s, and he had a few lenses, and he didn't know that much about gear, but he knew how to squeeze every drop out of it, so it's not about the gear. I mean, it is to a certain extent. You're not going to do commercial photography with the micro 4/3 camera or something like that. You're gonna need a digital medium format, or you're gonna need some expensive specialty gear. But that's another arena altogether. For most commercial work and for weddings and whatnot, you don't need expensive gear, but you do need the skills for light modification. And if you think it requires a lot of expensive stuff, it doesn't. I mean, remember I showed you this mod? This is nothing other than a light isolation device using straws. There's just about a pack of about 100 straws in here. You bring it on your speed light. You can create some of the most interesting shots with this. People are like, oh my god, I've got a speed light too, but I can't get stuff like that. How are you doing it? It's like, well, I packed some straws into a laminated cardboard tube, and I stuck that on the front of my speed light, and I've got light control. And the control of the light, if you're not manipulating it, you're controlling it, you're tweaking it, you're mastering it, you have some sort of ability over the light that other people don't have. And the same thing with this little invention I showed you. I just used a modified lens hood for my Tokina 100mm, and I hooked this to a cheap flash, an SB23, which is like a $23 old speed light. And power output doesn't really matter that much, and I use this for macro strobe work. This actually fits on the front of the lens, and the speed light sitting on top of the camera. I've got a video about this. You can go back and scroll through it and to find it and how it's made. I think I did a 3-part series, but you know, this works beautifully. And this one took a little longer to create, but you know, it's based off of fiber optics and uses a speed light. Or this light tent, another one of my little creations, and you can make it too. This completely folds out. It's completely collapsible, and it's better than an umbrella reflector, and obviously it's going to fit in your bag. Completely portable. It completely attaches with Velcro, and I'm not going to put the whole thing together, but you can see what it creates. The whole thing folds up like this. Use it as a reflector, a light director. You can point a speed light into it. You can do all sorts of things with it. Very, very simple. Things don't have to be complicated. However, folding this back together the right way is slightly complicated, and there's nothing like industrial Velcro that sticks together, of course. I showed you this one not too long ago. You know, start thinking outside of the box like this. I've been thinking of these for years. And this is a speed light attachment that goes on your speed light for macro diffuse illumination, and the only thing that actually comprises it is this tunnel, which doesn't have to be coated with any reflector because the speed light is going out directly like this. It's reflecting off of a Mylar sheet here and being directed down onto your object down here, your macro object. So it works absolutely beautifully. Someone actually wanted me to show the guts of this, and I already gave the dimensions in the other video, but ultimately we only have 3 sections here. We have this piece which wraps around your speed light and is the tunnel. Here we have the Mylar section, which is 13 centimeters, and this is 19 centimeters long. And up here we have this shape, and right here is a piece of laminated tracing paper. Now you could use clear Scotch tape if you don't have a laminating machine, but you can go down to Office Depots or Kinko's, and this is just a piece of tracing paper in the center. And the way it's positioned, the mirror of the Mylar is angled down, so it's sending the diffuse light out through the translucent material on the end. I've made a few of these. Very simple, works perfectly. Of the few of you that have built this, you said it works wonderfully. Of course I know it works wonderfully, but start thinking in terms of how you can control the light, because Mother Nature is not really all that cooperative. These are also light layering devices. They don't have to be primary illumination devices. I mean, I can be using this, who would ever think? This one, of all the videos I made on my own little light mod inventions, this is the one that hit the international, I don't know, it's Petapixel or who picked it up, but I mean, this video hit globally. People are like, oh, look at that. I'm just using glitter. I mean, last time somebody messed with glitter was probably when they were in elementary school. And so the simplest things that photographers out there, they've got all their fancy equipment, and they don't think of stuff. It's like, it's so simple, it escaped us. It's like, you're right. It was so simple that it escaped you. Whatever mods the light, it doesn't matter whether it's hooker glitter or if it's something expensive that you buy at the camera store for B&H Photo. Light mod device is a light mod device. Whatever works. Now you're going to have to be thinking about what you want, and then you're going to have to know about, you know, transmission, diffusion, reflection, the qualities of absorption. Angle of incidence equals angle of reflection. I mean, if you're going to be a writer of light, a graphia of the photo, then you're going to have to start thinking and understanding in terms of light manipulation. Shooting it, spreading it, diffusing it, coloring it, filters, and you're going to have to start thinking of layering, like, oh my god, that's so difficult. But that really is what separates out the simple stuff. You know, it's like, oh, I see this with my eyes, I want to capture it with my camera. Okay, that's what an amateur does. The professional goes, ooh, that's kind of neat, but here's something really neat. And the other person's going, oh, that's some boring shit there, you know, why would I photograph it? Yeah, but if I actually toss a light like this and illuminate, give it edge illumination, this will be an awesome shot. People see stuff like that, and other people don't. The most mundane stuff can be made incredibly exciting. And it doesn't require elaborate setups, like you have to throw a speed light over here, add exposure comp over there, insert a reflector with a wireless trigger over there. I mean, not everything has to be so complicated. The really, really elaborate shots that are so very intricate, they are kind of like that. But I mean, setting it up is a lot more simple than you think. And I'll show you those in upcoming videos. It doesn't have to be complicated, but you do have to start thinking in terms with your brain, what your eyes register and go, well, that's what I see, but what can I make? Okay, instead of taking pictures, I'm going to start making pictures. And you're going to have in your tool belt, you're going to have light in your tool belt. And I don't mean flashlights like this, although this is a perfectly appropriate photographic device for various things. Like I can paint with time exposures using a little tunnel like this is incredibly appropriate for light isolation, so I can actually paint. I can stick a filter over this and just do all sorts of fascinating. It just is a triangular little tube for light isolation. It's incredibly powerful. I can throw a filter. I mean, the possibilities are limitless. You're going to have to start thinking of layering light and the possibilities and the potential of what is there. You have to start thinking of what is potentially there rather than what is actually there. And when you realize what is potentially there and make it happen, that is when the magic is going to happen. Okay? Thanks. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.